Alright, hello guys, welcome to Major's Garage. This is Suelo Almeida, and I'm the crew chief for the Formula 3, Formula 3.5, and Formula 1. And we are gonna see my lap with the Formula 3 at Donington here today. So let's go straight to the first corner. So basically, well, first things first, the preparation for the first corner is not very obvious because you have this pit exit here. So what I like doing is really finding out the limit. You guys are probably gonna see if you cross the middle of the car on this blue line here, you're gonna get a slowdown. So do not do it. So what I do is I aim the antenna. See, this is where I don't want to go. So you see that I'm going just on the side of it. If I go a little bit more to the left, I will get a slowdown. So that's why I'm aiming my antenna to the left, to the right of this dotted line here. You see? And then from there, we're kind of on a perfect straight line to that dotted line. We're gonna brake, and then we're gonna just miss this grass here. See? This was almost death. So try that at home, but safely on the sim. Do not try that outside home. And then we're basically trail braking pretty heavily to the inside. This is a corner that is tricky. It always feels like the corner is over when it's not. So just make sure you turn in late, and then you keep turning, you keep turning until you see this access road dirt, and then the second dirt here. So you can really be aware of how much have you gone on the corner before getting back on the throttle. It's very easy to get back on the throttle too early and end up going all the way to this left here and getting an off track, or even spinning if you try to force the car to the right. So make sure you're patient, and then get back on the throttle. You can see that I gave a little blip with the throttle because I turned in a tiny bit too early, so I had to kind of correct it. That's not ideal, but overall the lap, the corner was very late, as you can see. And then I'm turning. I see the first dirt. On the second dirt, I'm really getting back on the throttle aggressively. Here you can put the car, you can use the grass a little bit, but the antenna should stay over the curb. That's where that's your track limit there. If you go with the antenna over the dirt or the grass, you get an off track. So just make sure you don't do that. Then here, this is easily flat out. What we're going to be thinking about actually is not this corner, is the next one, the right-hander. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the car pretty early to the curb, and the corner starts early in a way. So you don't wait for the curb to turn. As soon as the curb starts here, you are already braking and creating the arc. So you can really aim for the inside here. You can use a little bit of the dirt on the inside as well. You will get an off track if you put the antenna on the dirt, but I would say getting too close to that is already a little bit dangerous, but you should try it. You should try always to be as close as possible to the inside until you get some sort of penalty, be it physical penalty, losing the rear or losing time, or simulator penalty, slow down or off track. So make sure you really try to bring the car as much as possible to the inside until you get punished somehow. Then on the exit, same thing, antenna over the curb. Do not put the antenna on the grass. That will help you not get an off track. Same thing here. You can see I'm just like crossing a little bit early so I can gain some time. Then here, what we want to do is we want to put the car on the very limit here. Actually, I can probably, as you can see, go a tiny bit more, like half a tire width to the left, but that's really good already. And then I'm really turning in, but then I'm not aiming to the first half of this curb. You see, this curb is kind of big. You see how long it goes? So what we want is we want to avoid this first part. We want to start using it around here, like the second part of it. So as you can see, I'm kind of missing this a little bit, but then I really go for it, and now I'm really using it on the second half of it. And then you get back on the throttle as you get on the second half, always correcting a tiny bit the oversteer here. It's totally healthy. And same thing, you can use the dirt here. You just need to put the antenna on the middle of the track, on the middle of the curb. That's it, the middle of the car right here. It's all about the antenna. You need an antenna on the GT3 for sure. Yeah. On the GT3, you have to kind of imagine where the middle of the car is. So it's a little bit more tricky. But you have, maybe some cars, they have some things that you can use as a reference. But also because the car is a little bit high, it's always a little bit tricky to know where you are. Like, imagine you're driving, you okay, am I on entry? Am I on the very limit? So you can't really put the head outside of the car to see where the car is. So when we do this, for example, here it looks like the car is using the grass. Look at this. It's definitely using the grass. Nope. You see? It's not. So it's kind of like this spatial awareness is very important to see where exactly on the limit where exactly is the limit. And then here, same thing. Just make sure you take into consideration the crest, guys. Whenever it's blind, there's less grip. So turn early, turn. Make sure you don't understeer here. So really bring the car lots. I actually missed the corner here a little bit. You can actually touch the dirt here. As you can see, it's very damaged. This was supposed to be grass, but it's just dirt because so many cars pass here all the time that you get that the grass just like cannot live there. Then let the car run wide, throttle early. And then for this one, for the brake reference, you can use these two lines here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Two lines to the diagonal lines or something. So I'm using more or less that as my braking reference. I brake pretty hard, downshift to fourth, and then I turn in. I want to really try to use as much as I can on this inside curb here. I really want to use as much as I can. But if you miss it and you are at the very limit, you can still be fast. If you use it too much, you're gonna fly to the moon. So be careful with that. So I churn a lot, fourth gear, throttle early. Then you kind of want to go around this curve. You don't want to use it. This is the maximum you can use on this curve. If you use a little bit more than that, you're gonna be in trouble. And then just be careful not to get too much of this grass here. Same thing. And there you go. As I said, quite short track. It's really more about precision. It's almost an oval track for this car. But yeah, I think that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next week. And bye-bye.